Christian Atsu never stopped giving. His talent on the pitch was always matched by the joy he inspired off of it. We could spend this tribute talking about the numerous footballing achievements. A boy from Adafoa, Accra, traveled the world, entertaining fans with his skill. That's the only part of the story because Christian was much more than a footballer. A global ambassador for Arms Around the Child, he helped build a school in Senya Baraku, Ghana, constantly returning with gifts and football equipment to keep inspiring the students while he continued to excel on the pitch. Is as inspiring as it is heartbreaking. 90th minute free kick winner less than 24 hours before the earthquake that took his life. One last shining moment in a career that was as meaningful on the pitch as it was off of it. He helped return the pride of Tyneside, return to the Premier League. The Geordies used to sing the song about Christian. Oh, Christian Atsu, he is so wonderful. When he scores a goal, oh, it's beautiful, magical. When he runs down the wing, he's as fast as lightning. It's frightening. And he makes all the boys sing. Do, 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 do. Rest in peace, man. Fucking rest in peace.
This, but Chelsea losing at home to Southampton, so never short of words, always got a lot to say. House Justice, your thoughts on the game first and foremost? Secondly, as well, where do you now stand on Graham Potter?
Well, I think that's pretty clear. But you failed to mention that Southampton did double over us this year.
Yeah, they did.
That's a third of their points tally. 18 points.
It is.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So, I'm Potter out. I was Potter out when we lost to Dortmund on Wednesday. I was actually Potter out before that, but I said if we lose Wednesday, he's got to go. First and foremost, teams take on the demeanor of their manager, and our manager has the demeanor of mayonnaise. You know, it's so bland and so unexpired, and that's how we play on the pitch. There's not one player on that pitch ready to sacrifice anything for this dude. So they haven't bought in. They don't have belief in him. It's like I said, he's a university professor playing football manager.
This question though, like I know, obviously Graham Potter isn't doing a great job right now. But I think I don't think it's fair to put all the blame on him because I think your owner needs to take some blame as well. He came all guns blazing. He came in, started buying players. He was flying out to teams to go negotiate with players. He's brought in all these players. So is it Graham Potter's players or not? Yes, you had a massive takeover of a club. Why didn't he do what Newcastle's doing? Rather than just going gung-ho in the first minute that he walked into that club, I think there's too many players. I think he's just recruiting people. I don't think the players that he's recruiting are based off of football. I think he's just a fan of these players, and he's just trying to get them in because he has the money to. So This is what I'm just saying as a neutral. Yes, because I'm still using Graham Potter's track record from Brighton. He's not a bad manager. He couldn't have done what he did at Brighton if he was that terrible, right? Like I said,
had they dropped off since he left?
Sorry?
Had they dropped off since he's left?
But he's created a very good foundation. And two, the most sought-after players in the transfer window were all from Brighton. Most of them were. So that tells you that there is something there.
Wow. So they brought in Potter, who was everybody's, hey, this guy's the new big it guy. He's the best new up-and-coming manager. They bring him in. They brought a lot of people in from Brighton because, like you said, Brighton has a great setup. They switched managers. They haven't fallen off. But that's not always just the managers, the people behind the scenes putting the structure in place. So a lot of those big people came over, some people from Europe. And so the players that were bought in the winter window, Bowley had nothing to do with that. He might have gone closed deals, but those were scouted. And for the most part, there was people already there to do some of that work. It wasn't in the summer because of the quick transition. They didn't have a chance to get a team together because the team that was supposed to stay left. So you can blame him for the summer stuff, but he didn't have anybody to work with. The manager didn't want to work with him. everybody who mattered quit that knew stuff. So he came in on 3 months, and look, the signings weren't bad. I mean, you could say the way they went about it was sloppy, but Sterling's not a bad player. He might be getting close to past it, but not a bad player. Fofana's a very good up-and-coming player, maybe overpaid a little bit. Cucurella, everybody liked him. People wanted him before Ben Chilwell at Chelsea. So you can say that maybe you paid a little bit too much for him, but was that softening up Brighton to get Potter out of there? Because he was their backup if things went south for Tuchel. You don't know.
Yeah. Thoughts, Chelsea, Southampton, Graham Potter, the whole nine. Talk to us.
Disgraceful, absolutely terrible. I don't think there's any word in dictionary that can describe that first half performance of how absolutely shit it was. And shit is putting it lightly about shit that performance was. But yeah, it was not good. There was no tactics. There was no patterns of play. There was no direction. Mount was playing centre forward. I saw recognised striker playing on the left. I saw Kovacic being our deepest player. I saw Aspie playing right wing, and I said, "I've had enough. Like this is too much now." I don't see any going up from this. I don't see any instructions being given on the pitch. I don't see the players getting any better. Even the players that were here who had good games prior before are getting worse somehow. Felix is had to back to back like poor games now, and that just doesn't happen overnight. It doesn't just become bad overnight after they had 2 good performances prior before. Yeah, the whole thing was just messed up, and I said on the Q&A on Friday that this is like, if we lose Southampton, this would be the breaking point, and it has become the breaking point. It's going to be nothing to do with tactics. It's just going to be literally just vibes. That's why I said this is prime Ollie Ball, bro. It's Ollie Ball 2021. That's what
Ollie won though.
How you lot feel right now is exactly how I feel about Ollie. Think about it. How long's Potter been your manager? Months? 5, 6 months?
Too long.
Okay, imagine that for 3 years. Me and Jay, you know what I'm saying? The entire time me and Jay socials have known each other, which is a long time now. Me and Jay have been streaming together, probably a year and a half, where we've had to sit and talk to each other and just be absolutely miserable, knowing that nothing's going to happen because of this manager. No matter who we bought, no matter what results we got, how well results went, no matter what our rivals was doing, we was never going to be successful. And I had to argue about this. That's the craziest shit. Do you agree with this though? If he beats Dortmund, he has time, because that's where I think the few people that he has that has the backing of. If you lot go out to Dortmund, I think that then begins the end. Like, as bad as it would be losing to Spurs, and it would be toxic and it'd be crazy in the stadium, and I believe the fans would be chanting, "You don't know what you're doing, you're getting sacked in the morning." Like Lewis said, that'd be the first time Chelsea and Spurs fans are in unison on anything. I think if you lot lose to Dortmund, bear in mind the game's at the Bridge. I think the Spurs game would be worse if it was at the Bridge and you get beat. But I think, if you lose to Dortmund and go out at Stamford Bridge, I think that's when 99.9% of Chelsea fans say he has enough. And that's the only chance of success this season. Yeah, I hear that. Switching lanes, we'll go to the late kickoff today. Newcastle 0, Liverpool 2. Steve, we'll go to you. The game, number 1 and number 2, obviously the biggest thing is Nick Pope getting sent off, meaning he now misses the final. Yeah. How big of a blow is that for you as a Newcastle fan? Bear in mind, Dubravka can't play, and it will be Karius in there.
Bro, I mean, Nick Pope has been sensational the whole year. Majority of, been a part of the best defense in the Premier League by, before today was about an 8-goal swing between us and Arsenal. He was fantastic shot stopper, won us points away to Brighton. That was a 0-0, won us a point there. He had a bunch of games this year where he just played out of his skin and won us points under the caution and whatnot. So it's a monumental loss. But, maybe Karius can become, bro, if we win it, Karius becomes a cult hero. True. For stepping in that one time, and maybe it's this is either a fairy tale in the making or an epic beatdown. It goes one of two ways. We win on penalties or something, and he makes big saves, or we get smacked around for 3-4-0.
So you said there. So is Nick Pope? You think he's that integral to what Newcastle do, to the point where you think it's that? you either win on penalties and Karius becomes a cult hero, or it's a beatdown. So Pope not being in goal gives you much less confidence going into this final.
Hell yeah, absolutely. Why wouldn't it? Why wouldn't it? I mean,
again, you're in the know-how because you're the Newcastle fan, so you're gonna know better than I do.
Yeah, because I've watched every single game. So no, but for me, Karius, he's like I said, he's got a chance at glory, and it's kind of a free hit for him. It's kind of a free hit because it's like nobody, even himself, had no expectations of playing. Now he's got to get prepped for the, I don't know, second biggest, game of his life. So, it is what it is, bro. We'll just have to cope with it. We got Bruno Guimaraes back. Maybe that's going to be good, again. So for me, Ten Hag, I'm more impressed by him. I don't like Man United. I don't like admitting this, but for me, he's manager of the year for me. Because I don't think Arteta is going to be winning no Premier League title. The win today was great for them.
Well, on the manager of the year thing, I think it's more so I gotta wait to see how the season finishes.
You're in 4 comps also.
But yeah, but both have done incredible jobs. But I need to see who ends up with what. And
as of right now, that's what I'm saying. As of right now, I'm saying Ten Hag.
But y'all have some good jinxes on your stream here. Why GSR? Why would you say something like that? That is prime flag material right there.
It says Karius is in that Man United. So let me. I'm before we get to Jay, I'm gonna just give my quick thoughts on that. Even though I'm happy Pope is out, and that was the first thing when someone said it to me, I was like, oh, he's out of the final when we was on the watch. Newcastle will be better than they was today. I believe they'll be better than they've been recently, simply because it's a cup final. They are gonna be bang up for it. Defensively, we know they're good. Yeah, you will be. 100. I'd be very, very shocked if we go there and beat you lot 3-4-0. Like, do I think United will win? Yes. But I'm not expecting 3-4-0 because you're going to be bang up
1-0, 2-0.
You're defensively solid. Yeah, if it was 1-0 or 2-0, it wouldn't surprise me. No.
Okay.
It wouldn't surprise me. Because like I said, you're going to be bang up for it. You're still defensively sound. Like, you were poor today, but overall is what I'm saying. Plus, adrenaline is going to kick in with the players as well. So that's how I'm looking at it. But I'm looking forward to the final. But yes, Pope not being there is definitely a plus. But you do have Bruno G back, which is a plus for you lot and a negative for us. But Jay, we'll go to you first on that with Manchester United because we do have plenty to talk about. But we'll start there. Through to the Carabao Cup final. How are you looking at it? Confident, not confident? Talk to us.
I wasn't too confident initially, but looking at Newcastle's current form, there's obviously a bit more optimism there, and just seeing how we played against Barcelona midweek, I'm beginning to, obviously I don't want to get too carried away, but I'm beginning to feel like we do have a team now that, that can face anyone, might not win, but at least we have players that are willing to fight for the manager. We have injuries and each player comes in, slots in perfectly. So I'm more confident on that. It's gonna like today was one of those games where Newcastle, I don't know what happened. They just fell apart like from the first minute. They just kind of seemed a bit rattled today. I don't know what happened in the
dressing room. They got caught out on 2 defensive errors. That's what happened. It was 2 moments of genius.
Because they would have
exactly. So that's why I'm not.
We were pretty damn good for 10 men. Pretty damn good. We created. I want to say Maximin was really good today.
I'm saying
your 10 men were better than our 11 men today. So how about that?
True.
Because you even spoke about the high line, right? And I saw when what's his name, your coach called over Maxima, right, and spoke with him, and I think that really changed the formation a bit, and then Liverpool kind of found out how to score after that second goal. But like I said, it's going to be how Newcastle sets up. Karius, at the end of the day, your goalkeeper is only as good as the defenders and how your team is set up. If you're, like you look at, just to use United as an example, David De Gea, a lot of fans wanted him out, right? Because under Ole, with Maguire in front of him, it was a disaster. But now that we have Varane and Alessandro, all of a sudden De Gea is looking like one of the best goalkeepers in the world. Not saying he's the best, but he's looking a lot better than he did the last couple of seasons. So Karius, it's a time for him to redeem himself. And like we've seen it time and time again where, like I said, it's the finals, it's a one-off game. And we've seen so many times where goalkeepers that are typically not good have the game of their lives, just because it's that one game. And so I don't think it's for YG. I won't get too excited, but like you said, there's a lot of optimism as a United fan right now.
Yeah, fair enough.
That's fair. No, that is very fair. And speaking, we'll stay with United as well. Obviously, we played Barcelona away this week just gone, and we have them next week Thursday as well. Your thoughts? What was your thoughts before the tie, and also your thoughts on the actual game itself as well? The first leg. So 2 questions in one.
Oh, for me?
Yeah.
Before the tie, I actually was I was looking forward to the game, just because Barcelona, as much as they've been good in La Liga, they've actually had a good defense as well. I don't know why they changed their back line for that game. I'm not sure if they had like a strong game.
I think he was expecting us to play, and this is just me guessing. Someone correct me if I'm wrong. I don't know if he put Araujo at right back because he was expecting us to play Rashford at left wing. That's all I was thinking, rather than Kunde. But then obviously we switched it. Well, we started, and Rashford was playing through the middle, and maybe that's why he changed the back line. Maybe, but I don't know.
Yeah.
Go on, carry on.
And that's a good thing that he started Rashford through the middle, because it's been the last 4 games. It's the same thing where Rashford is on the left. You know, I don't like Rashford on the wings anymore, especially as he's scoring a lot. He's on form right now, scoring goals. But I find when he's on the left, on the wings, it's just limiting because our forwards don't really get service, because every time he gets the ball, he puts his head down and he's just trying to go for goal, which is all great when he scores, but it takes away from a lot of the game, right? From the team when you're always trying to, drive the ball and score without involving your teammates. But to the Barcelona game, I was a bit confident with that. I have a Barcelona friend that was he was all like, oh, he'd been making fun of United, and and I used to tell him, like, United and Barcelona are basically in the same situation. The only difference is Barcelona is in La Liga, where they have Real Madrid and Atletico Madrid to battle, so they're always
Real Sociedad this year, who are very good. Third,
yeah, but the likelihood of Barcelona making Champions League is a lot higher than in Manchester United in the EPL, right? It's 2 different things. So I thought that we were evenly matched going into the game, and I guess that game showed that we were sort of evenly matched until Rashford did what Rashford has been doing for the last 16 weeks. So, yeah.
Okay. First, confident of going through.
Sorry?
Are you confident of going through in this second?
I'm not going to say confident, right? Because anything can happen. But I'm very optimistic, especially as the return leg is Old Trafford.
What you said, Steve, because you said over optimistic or confident. I'm confident of going through against these lot. I'm actually livid. To me, I said this. As long as we avoid defeat, I think we'll go through. I was saying this before the tie, and I was happy with the result. It's a good result. But I was livid at the same time because of context. To me, this tie should be over. We had more than enough chances in that game to kill this tie dead. Before it went 2-1, after it went 2-1. The amount of clear, and when I say that, people, I'm not talking to people who talk territory, and that they class that as dominance. What I look at when I'm watching 2 football teams play is who created the most clear-cut chances. That's what I'm looking at. Take all your dominant possession and territory and who looked better on the ball and who looked pretty and all this type of stuff. Clear-cut chances. We had more than enough clear-cut chances to win that game. Adding the fact the 2 goals we conceded, we gifted them. I'm saying the first one we lost our man. You know what I'm saying? From a corner. I can't remember if it was Fred or Malacia. I'm not sure. And then the second goal, Varane rushed the pass into Shaw. That's on Varane, and then Casemiro give the ball away. That's on those 2. So if we would have done the business if we would have done our business, whether that's from a defensive standpoint or attacking standpoint, this tie is over. However, I don't expect it to matter that much because I still expect us to go through. That doesn't mean Barcelona are not a good side, because they are. Barcelona, when you have Lewandowski, they have a chance. Simple as that. When you have a player of that caliber on the football pitch in an offensive standpoint. But I said this beforehand. I'm saying this now after the game. After the first leg, we should beat these men. And if we don't beat them, I'll be livid. Because I think we're better. I think stylistically we match up well. And everybody was talking, Barcelona are going to run through you lot. I didn't see that. What did they do?
Is Azpilicueta okay? Is he in hospital or something?
Yeah, he was transported. Yes.
He went to hospital, but he's woke up and he's okay. Report said.
Good. Fucking
he was awake. He was conscious when they got him up off the pitch.
Good.
When he was stretching him out, he was conscious. But
that guy is That guy's a warrior. I've always admired Azpilicueta. You know,
You
great
can
at
go back.
and yeah.
Go back and listen to it.
Nah, I'd rather not. I'm good.
No,
I'm glad I didn't
it
see
was the most sickening thing. You could hear it.
Yeah, I'm glad I didn't. Yeah,
Hear
yeah,
what?
I'm glad. Talking about
When
Azpilicueta,
he
the
kicked
challenge.
him in the head, you could hear it.
Yeah, that's
Like the thud?
Yes.
Oh shit.
Yeah, I'm not with that. But yeah, Jay, you know what? We'll go back to you. So obviously with the United final, actually 2 things. Barcelona, give me your prediction for that. United, Barcelona, who goes through?
United.
Right,
I'll say United for sure. Yeah.
Okay,
I think it might
final-
be. I don't think it might be a cagey game because I think Barcelona will probably have their full. They're not going to be as expansive. I don't think at Old Trafford. They're just probably going to see if they can hit us on the counter and.
You expect us to dominate the ball? Okay.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. It's going to be a hard one because they need to score it right at Old Trafford. So it's going to be a hard one. But I think But I'm like you said. Maybe I should change the word from optimistic to confident that we will go through on that.
And the final on Sunday as well. United Newcastle.
Oh, that's the Sunday. Wow.
Sunday. Yeah,
Well, you got
a big
Leicester,
week.
I thought.
We got a big week now. Next week Sunday, I'm talking about. Not tomorrow. Next week Sunday.
Yeah, no, because tomorrow we play Leicester.
Yeah. We'll get to Leicester, but we'll talk about we got 2 big
Leicester.
games beyond that. You know what I'm saying?
I think you know what? Newcastle, I think
Go on.
based on what I'm seeing, like the last few games of Newcastle and based on us, I see a 2-0 win for United.
Steve, we'll go to you. Same question. Carabao Cup final next week Sunday.
3-0.
What, 3-0 United, 3-0 Newcastle?
You're not United, bro.
You really that deflated because of the Nick Pope? You got Bruno G back, man.
I know, but I see you guys getting an early goal because it's the nerves. You know you got a hell of a lot of players with experience in finals, bro. And
Do they?
Casemiro.
But you said a whole lot. That's one.
Okay, so
Varane, that's 2.
Anthony has been in a cup final. I don't care if it's Ajax.
Well, we've all been in cup finals though under Ole. Ole was in about 3 cup finals or 2.
Yeah, so there you go.
I think Ole was in 1. It was just the Europa League.
Europa one, okay.
Yeah, man, we got beaten.
Yeah, but you have to win those things.
Yeah, we got beaten bare semi-finals, man. We got beaten.
It was experience in finals. I don't know.
United, as much as we're playing well as a team, our only outlet is Rashford, right? So if you can nullify Rashford, I don't know how you're going to do that.
Yeah,
in his current form. But if you can find a way to keep Rashford quiet, then the nerves will start kicking in for United because we don't really have another goal scorer.
But then Bruno can pop up with a goal. Bruno,
he could.
Or Guimaraes should be fair. Guimaraes, our Bruno gets it.
I know this.
Well, you guys have the better Bruno, but
Rashford is easy
for a different day.
You just have to be physical with it.
Would you like Mourinho back, Justice?
At this point, yes, because at least he has balls. And I know that if the players aren't giving him 100% in training and running through brick wall,
you'll kick him out.
Yep.
Gestures.
That's fine with me.
Gestures. I heard. I forget what stream, but there was something creative you did. It was, what would Mourinho do in Graham Potter's situation? And it would be like, this is what Graham Potter should be doing because Mourinho is Chelsea's best ever manager. So like that would be the standard. And it's like, what was the example you used? If a player ain't playing good or whatever, if you don't want to be there, what would Mourinho do?
Yeah.
Well,
can I respond to Ryan?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, we're in the mud, but guess what? We have money. You're broke. We have money to fix our problems. You are fighting to keep Anfield alive right now. We have money. We literally have money. You were crying for and FSG, you're not saying you're crying for Jude Bellingham. Because you're going to get is Jude Bellingham's brother. I don't know how much.
Job. No. You could get Job from the Bible.
No, they're getting Mason Mount. He's going to do 19. He's going to fight Harvey Elliott at 19.
Your midfield trio for next season is Harvey Elliott, Henderson, and Mason Mount. Don't.
And some guy from the Bible.
Wow.
Yeah. Job.
Well, yeah.
That Milner contract extension is going to hit like crack.
Yeah, man. Always great to hear. You know what I'm saying? Always great to get some Ryan slander. But we are going to close out here, people. Hit the follow button. Hit the notification bell. If you want to be on here and get many of the great perks, including this link for the membership is in the pinned comment, people. So make sure you check it out. Steve, we'll go to you. Anything you want to add, let them know where they can find you, what you got coming up, etc. All that good stuff.